Hello and welcome to Author Thrive TV. This is the first episode of this YouTube show that Rachel and I are doing. We're really excited to bring to you just conversation and talk and maybe some inspiration or maybe even some strategies once in a while around how you can thrive as an author. And so I'm Carla Marie. I've been in the fiction publishing realm for 6 years now. I've been teaching people for the past 5 years. I have a really strong opinion, I guess, and background in marketing and how important marketing is for authors. And Rachel Renee is a wonderful, amazing author and publisher who's built up a wonderful business. She's now, her revenue is, I don't know, upward 30,000 a month for revenue.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she's doing amazing. She took my program a couple years ago, and now we're working together and collaborating a lot on teaching. So this has been really great to partner with Rachel. And before we step into today we're going to be talking all about the importance of embracing being a marketer as an author, which I know a lot of authors just like cringe at the idea of having to do marketing, but we're going to really talk about that and dive into that. But first I wanted to let you know that there are a few different ways that you can become more kind of trained by Rachel and myself. We have a free community group. The link will be below in the description. It's a Facebook community group. So you can come join us there. We're posting content in there, answering questions. And so that's a great place to communicate with us and also have a community of authors around you. Also, we have a couple of paid programs. We have Fiction Profits Academy, which is an A to Z complete program that walks you through the entire process of building a profitable, long-term, consistent ebook publishing, fiction Kindle publishing business. And so that's the program that Rachel took from me a couple years ago. And now she's contributed a lot of content into the program, which is amazing too. So you get a really good in-depth training there for how you can build your own really successful Kindle publishing business. And whether you're writing the books yourself or if you're hiring ghostwriters, all of the training in that program is applicable to you. And one other opportunity to work really closely with Rachel and myself, this is for people who are already experienced, already have some books out there, maybe already are building an audience, that kind of a thing. We have a mastermind called Author Thrive Mastermind. And so this is a small group of 20 people. And we have a closed Facebook group. We have group calls every week. And also we do one-on-one with the members. So one-on-one call every month and then one-on-one support through Messenger. So really meeting where you're at in your process and in your journey. And we have amazing members. We have members in there who are, have years of experience and are highly successful, I'm talking like 7 figures revenue over a few years. We also have people in there who are newer to the business, but really dedicated and focused. And so this mastermind is for people who really are passionate about leveling up in their Kindle publishing business, and not from just a strategic standpoint, but we are diving deep into mindset and building your foundation so that you can be the vehicle to bring your readers amazing content and also transform your life and realize the goals that you have and to create the life that you want in this Kindle publishing world. So that being said, check out all the links below because you can find everything there for the mastermind, the program, or our free community group. And hi, Rachel.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. So if you're not familiar with Rachel, there's another video on my channel here that is a really in-depth interview with Rachel, where she goes into her story and what she, the process she went to go from 0 to 20K plus profit per month in Kindle publishing. So you may want to go check that out for some backstory on Rachel, because today we're going to talk all about marketing as an author. And so my observation, being in this world for quite a while now, and noticing where authors are really struggling is the fact that they love to write, they want to get their writing out there, but they're really hesitant to step into embracing and learning and being a marketer. How do you feel about that? Have you noticed the same thing?
Oh, for sure. And I was one of those people, 100%. I always just thought, well, I just want to be a writer and I just want to write and kind of be anonymous and my books just take off and sell. And I had zero background in any business or marketing or anything like that. So I let that fear just kind of like consume me to the point where I felt like I was going to be so overwhelming if I dove into that. And so I just was like, no, I'm just not even going to. Having some disillusioned thoughts that my books would magically just present themselves to people and be sold. But yeah, I do find that now, and working with people one on one, seeing people are really scared, and especially Facebook ads. But it's honestly not that scary. And once you start seeing the results, it's like, wow, I should have jumped on this a long time ago. That's how I felt, and I'm seeing that with people too. Yeah, in the group especially.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do see, I mean, the landscape of the Kindle store has changed so much in the past, almost 10 years, that in the early days, sure, you can self-publish a book, put it up there and get organic traffic and sell it. But that quickly changed as soon as there was competition in the store. And competition is a good thing because, for one thing, it's a sign that there are more readers coming in and there are going to be more customers. And also, competition naturally, it makes all of us show up as the best versions of who we are. We're bringing the best quality writing, best quality covers, best quality communication with the audience, that kind of a thing. And we were talking about this before we got on the call, that if you really believe in the stories that you're writing and what you're putting out there in the world, but you're hesitating to do any marketing or step into marketing, or you're still seeing it as something that's like icky or slimy or something like that, you actually are doing a disservice to people who will be your fans. That you have an opportunity to impact so many people with what you're writing and bring so much joy to their lives, or enhance their lives and bring more meaning. But if you don't market it and you don't get it visible in front of other people, you're doing a disservice to those people who could benefit from what you have to offer and your gifts. And so when it comes to marketing, like we talk about this a lot, Rachel and I talk about this a lot in our mastermind group, is that it's all about relationship. Like, marketing is relationship building and relationship cultivating between yourself and your author brand and your readers. And I mean, Rachel, I know you put a lot of emphasis on building your audience and then engaging with them. Like, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think I kind of had this epiphany, and it's something that I really try to communicate to people in our mastermind, is that we're not just trying to teach you how to sell a book. We're trying to teach you how to build a business, a successful business that's long term and reaches out to these people. And I can tell you personally that just even on my Facebook ads and on personal messages and emails that I get from people telling me, oh my goodness, I loved this series so much. I was just totally lost in this world of these people. Please write more books. I mean, when you get that kind of feedback, it makes you even believe more in what you're giving to these people, because you're giving them an escape from their everyday life, from stress. Maybe there's illness, maybe there's depression, whatever it is, you're at least giving them something. And I was one of those people too. I mean, that's a big reason why I love to read, is it just lets me escape into another world. And when you start to really build that relationship with your readers, you start to value them and see them as much more than just a bottom line. And the marketing isn't something slimy that you're just trying to like peddle something to them.
No.
You really want them to dive into this world you've written and that you've dreamed up, and to build a relationship with these people that you've created. And for me, it's just super fulfilling. It's wonderful, and it's almost like this friendship that we've cultivated in my reader group with my readers, and they're always wanting to know what's coming next. And that kind of stuff is so important, because it helps you to really keep your finger on the pulse of what's going on, and what do people want to read, or what do they want to hear from you. That's really important. The supply and demand, that rule is always there in economics, and for a reason, because you really want to make sure that you're providing that quality product to your readers.
Absolutely. And the thing is, we all have an opportunity too, to kind of step out of the competitive mindset as well, because you have something really individual that you can contribute to your readers too, that other authors won't be able to give them in the exact same way. So not feeling like just because there's another author who's in your genre who's like doing really, really amazing, that somehow that takes away from your opportunity as an author. If anything, it's like, look to that author who's doing really well and acknowledge that and see it as an inspiration and see what they're doing and try and bring some of that into your process, but also like see it as like, wow, there's that author has so many readers. I know I can influence readers and impact them the same way. And the thing is, the only way to get there is by marketing. There is no other way to really expand to the next level and be a full-time author without embracing being a marketer. And so actually, why don't we talk a little bit about like ethical marketing as an author, because I know that does come up sometimes where there's some authors that are concerned that there may be like unethical marketing practices, or something that might seem a little bit slimy or whatever when it comes to marketing. So what do you see as like ethical marketing for yourself or for authors?
I think, well, for one thing, I think for one thing, being very genuine and transparent with my authors.
With your readers?
Sorry.
Yeah.
With my readers.
Yeah.
Being very genuine and transparent with them is key. And I think not, if you, again, I think kind of to circle back on what you believe in is, I wouldn't peddle something to them that I didn't wholeheartedy believe in, a story that I didn't enjoy, characters that I didn't love. If I don't feel it, I'm sorry, but it's not getting published. It's going to get scrapped. It's going to go back to the editor. So I just feel like, if you're putting quality, and that's another thing, quality content, don't just slap something together and put it out there. Give them something that's well written and edited and, that you put time into. And I feel like that's very important, because I think you can see that too in the books. You don't just want to see these people as a dollar sign, as a bottom line.
That's so important.
And making it clear to them that like what they're getting, like that's, even if it's like something like, part of the marketing process too is getting people on your newsletter. And I think it's super important to let them know what they're signing up for. Let them know what kind of information that they're going to receive from you, what kind of author you are, what they can expect and to see in their inbox, because tell them you're not going to sell their information. Like, don't do things like that. I think that kind of stuff, buying, getting people's information and selling it or whatever, that kind of stuff. It's very underhanded, and that's just not something that I think that I would ever want to do to my readers. I try to be very open with them in regards to what kind of stories that I like to write and what kind of themes I like to give them. And if they come back to me and say, this kind of stuff we don't think it's great, then hey, I have to check that with myself. But I think, when you do truly believe in yourself as an author, if you are actually the writer, or you're having it ghostwritten, whatever it is, if you do truly believe in that, don't peddle it as something that it's not. Don't tell people that they're going to be, they're going to be captured and it's going to be this happily ever after if you've never even read the book or if you don't even enjoy the story. So, also another thing is I'm going to tell you, it's not worth it to try and find hacks that, maybe you're on borderline of Amazon's terms of service or Facebook's terms of service. It's just not worth it, because if you're building this business and all you're building it on is like hacks and how to like rig the algorithm, it's not going to work. It's short term going to work.
It never,
it's not
sustainable.
That.
Absolutely. And I think what you're saying about seeing your readers as people and not like numbers on a screen or dollar signs or whatever is so, so important. And even by taking a step in that direction and engaging with your readers and asking them to like hit reply to a message, and like you will get some replies, and replying to those people one by one and building up your relationships that way, by just doing those small little things, you are out carrying your competition, and then you are going to have success. regardless of what
Right.
anybody else is doing. And so there's a really amazing book called Blue Ocean Strategy. Have you read that, Rachel?
I haven't, no.
Okay, so yeah, it's about, some people will look at something like, say, the Kindle store as a red ocean. So that means that there's like all the, sharks like fighting each other, and everyone's like tearing each other apart, all looking for like the same like small bit of audience. And so the idea with Blue Ocean Strategy is that we all have an opportunity to create our own blue ocean by identifying a way that you can uniquely serve an audience. And so we want to look at like what kind of transformation, what kind of after state are you bringing to your readers? How do you want them to feel? And really tap into that and really focus on that in your marketing of like embodying that feeling and showing how the books that you're writing are going to make them feel a certain way. And that, that's something unique to you that no one else can do in the same way you can. And so the more you step into being, as you had said, genuine, authentic as an author, and really just emitting your true self as an author to your audience, the more you're going to attract true fans, and you're going to win in this game, because there is no hack for that. There's no hack for authenticity.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I always say, build that relationship with them, communicate with them. And
Yes.
it's, sometimes it's not like the number, maybe it doesn't come natural. And I think I'm one of those people that can attest to that. Like I tend not to be a huge social media person, but once I started genuinely interacting with my readers and not feeling some pressure to just post something, but I really wanted to know, like, what are you guys doing this weekend? Or, how was your holiday? Or what have you been reading that you really love, that it carried you away? Like, why? Tell me about it. Once I started actually reaching them like that, it became like, I was so excited I wanted to know what's going on in their life, and how things are going with them, and what they're reading. And it's not just so I can be like, oh, okay, what are you into? But I'm a reader. I want to know what they're reading, because I'm like, oh, that's a great book, I'm going to check out. And I've read several books from my readers that they've suggested. So I just think that it's so important, because it does matter. And I think that it matters to them, because then you can see that they naturally and organically start conversations in your group, and start to post and reach out to others. And that's just really cool.
And then at that point, you're building a culture of your readers too, and they're influencing each other, or they're like impacting each other because they're part of a community. So there's so many different layers to this. And like as an author, you have a huge opportunity to impact people in this amazing way. But it's important to embrace, of course, being a marketer, and not seeing it as something that is evil or is wrong, or that, you feel, I don't think any author should feel entitled that they should have success without marketing, because it's such an important part of this business. And and so as far as Rachel, like with, because you've had tremendous success, you continue to consistently grow your audience and have really amazing launches and great success every month. So what, for you, Facebook ads have been the game changer. Like that's been like the main thing, right? There's Facebook ads, there's AMS ads. And we were talking about this yesterday on our group coaching call in our mastermind. Like none of us in the group do AMS ads. Facebook ads are amazing and a huge, massive opportunity. So if you're not on Facebook ads, it's important to start learning. And we teach it really in depth in the Fiction Profits Academy program. Rachel has amazing content in there. And then we'll fine tune in the mastermind. If you're already doing ads, you can join us in there. But so what else, like if you could kind of paint a picture of what you think is most important for marketing as an author, what would you say, Rachel?
Well, I think for one, Facebook ads, obviously, but I feel like too, like, if you're marketing something, say you're using Facebook ads and you kind of master them and you feel like you're getting great results in regards to like the numbers, but you have to make sure that you're also delivering a quality product. Absolutely. Like something that is engaging to the reader, it captures the eye, and it's something that is constantly evolving, like blurb writing. I know that as authors we're all kind of like, look, it's our it's the thorn in our side, but like the more you get to do it, the more you start to realize like because marketing is not just getting your book in front of people. It's ad copy. It's writing something that's not just a synopsis of your book, but it's intriguing. Like, think about when you go to purchase a book, like, you know, whether it's a thriller or romance, and you read through, or a movie you would watch, you look at Apple TV, and you know, it's engaging. It captures your eye. The cover is there. It's, you know,
you're selling
very,
an emotion rather than the actual product. You're selling the emotion that the reader will have from engaging with your book rather than selling the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you evoke those emotions from that blurb or from that cover, you know,
totally.
That's a big thing, is like eliciting a response and emotion from your reader, you know, and that's very important, because it's also too, because you don't want to just throw a ton of money at something if it's not on par with competition, because you know, otherwise you're just going to lose money, or you're not reaching your earning potential there. Your profit margins will probably really suffer, and that's something that's always evolving, and something I've had to learn. It's like with every single launch, but you know, I feel like that having that quality product too, and that's what I tell people is, you know, that's why, like, having a good editor and a good cover designer, like, outsource the things that you know you're not really good at, because when you do go to put money into this and go to market it, you want to make sure that people aren't going to read it and then find that one thing that you didn't do and point it out in the reviews.
Right.
You know, and having like a good quality, I think, backlog of books too, because say you're marketing one book, you want to build that long-term relationship with that reader, that they love that book, they love that story, they love getting lost in it, they want to go read everything else, you know. So I think having like that cohesiveness in your brand is very important, you know, having everything is quality. It's not like you have one killer book that's doing well and the rest of the things you've just kind of been like, I'll get to those later, you know. Having something, you're delivering quality to your readers, because you do want this marketing to develop in something long term. So I think that that's super important, because, you know, I think we've all bought things that we just look at now and we think like, oh my goodness, I don't use that or whatever. And we don't want to do that as authors. I think that you want to make sure that you're marketing to them in a way that you're building that long-term relationship.
For sure. So important. Yeah, I love this conversation. I feel like we can talk more about this, because it's so important. And you know, I've seen over the past few years, sometimes, you know, situations come up where there's sometimes even an uprising of people who seem really angry that there are authors out there who are spending money on marketing and getting the word out there about their books and everything, seeing that it gives an unfair advantage. But it's like, this is a business. Having your books on Amazon available for sale online is a business, and a major part of business is marketing and building those customer relationships and bringing visibility to the amazing product and the amazing transformation that you can bring to readers. So just want to encourage authors to expand into being marketers and start to love marketing. And the more you start doing it, the more you actually start loving it. Like, I can think you probably agree with that, Rachel. Like, it's kind of scary when you start, but once you start seeing the results you can get and also the impact you're having on readers, you start to love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think people, if you know, even through traditional publishing, I mean, I see television ads for James Patterson's new release. Like, they do marketing. They have whole agents that their entire job is to have book tours and signings and market this author. You know, you see those giant posters in Barnes and Noble. That, you know, it's still publishing. It's still, I mean, obviously we do online, they do traditional. But, you know, like, you have to kind of be your own agent in this
Absolutely.
business.
And we have a huge opportunity with Facebook and online, right? So it's amazing.
Yeah. And you know what, look, if I'm telling you, if you start marketing your book and it starts getting more traction in the Amazon store, you organically then start to build up a name. So if you consistently are launching books that have great reviews and they're starting to climb up consistently in the Amazon store, that's like it's like almost like organically through that marketing, your name gets out there and starts to grow, you know, because then, you know, people then consistently start to look for you and look at your back catalog. So, you know, it's such a missed opportunity with people, especially like, I'll see authors that have awesome books, great quality, they love the stories, you know, and they just struggle because they're like, I don't understand how to get my name out there. And it's like, even Starbucks has television commercials. Okay. Like, marketing is a huge part. And here's the thing too, is like, I think the mindset stuff that we teach goes hand in hand with it, because it's like, I basically had to tell myself like, oh my goodness, I'm so worth this. I am so worth being a best-selling author on Amazon. And I'm going to kill this marketing game because I believe in myself and I believe in this business and my ability to be, you know, a best-selling author. So
absolutely. All starts with
no
that
shame
belief.
in that.
It's so true. I think maybe that may be found good chance foundationally. That's where a lot of authors are, maybe where their first struggle is that they actually don't believe that they are worthy of having a big audience.
Yeah.
You know? And so,
and I struggled with that.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh, well, I'm not writing the next Great Gatsby, you know, so I'm not going to win a Pulitzer Prize anytime soon. So I just thought, well, you know, this, you know, it's just kind of fun and light, airy reading. So I struggled with that. I just didn't have that confidence to be like, yeah, people don't really want to read this. And that breaks my heart when I think back on myself, you know, when I had those thoughts, you know, and, but you know, it's a journey, and I learned, and now I see the value in it, you know, and that's why I preach it to people who are scared of it, because yes, we're all scared of like, oh my goodness, what if I lose some money or whatever. But you know, something about marketing is you don't have to start out with $1,000 a day budget to be successful and make profit. That is, I hear so many people say that, and that's what they think. And it's like, that's not true. I started out with $5 a day on a book, you know, and you can see a profit on that, you know, start small. And that's why, you know, like Carla said, I built my business consistently and steadily because I took a marathon approach to it. I wanted to gradually build that so I could build every month on what I learned the month before.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know,
and the content that you're bringing, that the training that you have in the Fiction Profits Academy program on Facebook ads, it is from that approach of the slow build. It's not throwing money at things. It's not being high risk, that kind of a thing. So
because you could get to that point someday, you know, where like, hey, I start out the gate, I'm spending $1,000 a day. You will get there. Yeah. But it's so much safer and better and peace of mind to take that kind of slower approach. For me, it was not everybody. Hey, if you're a big gambler, go for it. But I think, you know, the method that I do teach, I feel like it's super repeatable. It puts into place a practice with marketing that you're not so overwhelmed and scared that you miss, like, what is it? The trees through the forest through the trees.
Yeah, forest through the trees.
Yes. You know, because you're just so overwhelmed with all of this other, oh my gosh, I'm spending so much money, I'm losing money. You know, you can take that smaller approach and really start to understand the marketing aspect and tweak your ad copy and all of that kind of stuff. And to me, it's fun. It really is now. I never in a million years thought I would say these words.
Yeah.
But I love finding my ad copy every month. I'm like, oh, what did I write in this book that people are going to love? You know? And so I just think that it's for me, it's fun. I get to highlight what I wrote, and I put my time and I put my energy and my love into these books. So you better believe I want people to enjoy this journey with me, and I want them to read my stories.
Yeah, I love it. And you've done such an amazing job, and you are an awesome marketer. So great to have you on this journey now with me. So this is cool. That was a really fun first episode. I'm really looking forward to doing this. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to publish the Author Thrive TV episodes every Monday. So tune in for that. And I'd love to hear from you, the viewers, what you want us to talk about. If you have some questions or topics you want us to have conversation about, post them in the comments below. And also be sure to, if you got value out of this, go and like this video, and also subscribe to the channel and click on the notifications so that you get a notification every time we come out with a new video. So thanks, Rachel. This was really fun.
Yeah, I had a good time.
And we'll see everyone again next week. Bye.
Bye.